welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And to all of my new viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the content. And to all of my returning viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome back guys. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. For today's video, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, it literally in my mind feels like we just celebrated like all of the winter holidays, but apparently spring is approaching. And we know when spring approaches what typically happens. Not typically, what always happens. We spring forward. So that means we lose an hour of sleep, we lose an hour of dark, and we gain an hour of light. I, for one, I'm not happy about this. Not in the least bit. Spring, I welcome. Losing my hour, not so much. That means instead of me getting up at 2, 3 a.m. in my body, I'm going to feel like I'm getting up around 1. I'm not here for that. But nevertheless, here we are. It's routine. We go through this every year around this time. So my makeup today is going to be focused on masking the raccoon eyes that I'm sure many of us are going to get, and also just colorful by welcoming spring, right? Let's get into it. Primer I'm going to use for this look. This is the One Size Secure the Sweat Primer. I like to focus it primarily in my T-zone area first, and then whatever is left, just kind of spread it outward. And next, of course, we're going to color correct, because what better way to hide those dark marks, circles, and just signs of I'm pissed off that I lost an hour of sleep than to color correct. I'm going to first use Huda Beauty's Faux Filter Color Corrector in shade Papaya, and then I'm going to follow that up with Fenty Beauty's Matchstick in shade Pumpkin. And now to set the color corrector, Instant Retouch Setting Powder by Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Nutmeg. And this just helps to cancel out the orange from the color corrector. And if you have oily skin, it also helps your makeup last longer, because this would be the first layer of setting powder, which is great for absorbing any sort of oil that may show up throughout the day while you're wearing your makeup. And now, since we are pretty much trying to cover up the puffiness, inflammation, aggravation, irritation from us losing the hour of sleep, I'm going to use a serum-based concealer by Tower 28. Literally just to the under eye area. And while that is setting, we're going to move on to our actual face product. Now, the foundation I will be using, this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation by Mcgrath Labs. Shade that I use in this one is 26 Medium Deep. This foundation, although I like it, it takes some getting used to. This is by far the loosest foundation I have ever used in my life. And weirdly enough, it gives medium to full coverage, although the formula, it's extremely thin. It's like watery. You guys hear that? It's so bizarre, this formula, but it's really, really nice. I've used it a few times and I'm enjoying it. Unfortunately, this is not one of those that I can turn my hand and say, see, this is how it looks, because the moment I do, it's gonna run. You know what? Let me show you guys. For those of you who've never seen it, I'm just gonna put my brush where the foundation is. You guys see that? Yeah. So let's apply. I'm gonna try my best for right now to kind of steer clear of where I put the concealer. When you allow it time to just kind of dry, you get the best coverage, even if you're using it as a means to underpaint, which is, I guess, what you could say we're doing for the under eye area right now. We're underpainting. We're starting with concealer before we move on to our actual face product. And now I'm just going to lightly blend out the concealer. And now we're going to move on to our second concealer. Second concealer I'm going to use, this is by Too Faced, Born This Way. This is the multi-use sculpting concealer. Y'all, this is their travel size concealer. I paid $20 for this. This is a sample size. When it showed up at my door, I was like, okay, somebody is punking me. Like, they accidentally put one of the monthly birthday sample concealers into my bag as opposed to the actual travel size. No, boo. When I called the store, they were like, oh no, that's actually a travel. $20. Nevertheless, it's in shade Chai. And if you plan on shopping the Ulta 21-day sale, I do believe there is one day where this will be on sale, 50% off. It's a great concealer, but $20 for this, hold on, let me just, $20 for this. Beautiful gowns, lovely gowns. Going in with my third shade of concealer, also by Too Faced. Doesn't this one look a little bit more normal compared to this one? Okay, this one is in the shade Chestnut. And now I'm just going to blend in the concealer using a Real Techniques. What brush is this? Oh, it says it's a contour brush. I know this brush back in the day had everybody in a chokehold, and I bought it for that reason. And I sat on this brush for years and never used it. Decided to pick it up one day and I'm like, oh, this is lovely. And have not blended out my concealer using a sponge since. Well, maybe I take that back. I may have done it once or twice, but now this is my preferred method to blend in my concealer. And now to start setting the concealer, I'm going to use first, this is the Easy Bake and Snatched Press Powder by Huda Beauty. This one is in shade Kunafa. This one here. Applying it using my puff triangle, my mini puff triangle. And now on top of that, also by Huda Beauty, this is the Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. This one is in shade Peach Pie. And for this one, I'm going to use my larger triangle sponge or puff. This is by Juvia's Place. Pick this one up from Ulta. Speaking of Ulta, have we shopped recently? Do we have any plans on shopping the 21-day sale? I looked and I saw some of like the 50% off per day items that they had, or at least like the ones that, you know, they're using to promote the sale. I don't know. Trying to like justify shopping for makeup right now, especially when there hasn't been anything significant that has dropped that I'm just like, I gotta have it. So if anything, I may just pick up some items that would help in terms of replenishing some of the items that I am starting to use more of, that I'm going to run out of soon, such as the Benefit brow products. I know that is one of the items that they have been advertising that is included in the 50% off sale. You could never have enough Benefit brow products. So definitely that. Definitely the Too Faced concealer, because $20 for a sample sized concealer is just wild. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I haven't really seen much that I'm just like, oh my God, if I don't get there and have it, I'm gonna have FOMO, you know? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys shopping? Give me some suggestions. Share some suggestions in the comments. To set the face overall, One Size Ultimate Blurring Setting Powder. This is in shade Dark or Deep. And I typically just go over my entire face using a light dusting of this. I'm using my e.l.f. pointed powder brush to apply. Moving on to bronzer. This is by NYX or NYX. This is the Buttermilk Bronzer in shade Dew Butter. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to apply using my Sephora Pro Bronzing Brush in number 80. Blush I'm going to use, this is by Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed Duo Volume 1. These are the shades that we have. I am going to we're gonna mix and match. We're gonna use both. So just 1 and 1. Now for our eyeshadow look, I will be using My Dream palette by Natasha Denona. If you guys haven't noticed already, majority of the items that I'm using throughout this video are also items that are available at Ulta. Before my camera cut off, I did apply some Mcgrath concealer to my lids as my base, and then I set it just using my triangle puff, no additional product used. Speaking of concealers, every so often there is a renewed debate about should we or should we not use concealer as eyeshadow bases. Some of the girls are like, no, we do not. That is taboo. This is why they sell eyeshadow base. And then some of the girlies are like, yeah, no, hold my purse. I'm going to continue using concealer as eyeshadow base. What do you guys think? I tend to sway back and forth. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. If I have a concealer on my desk, I will use a concealer. If I can find my eyeshadow base, I will use the eyeshadow base. So you guys let me know. But as you guys are typing your comment about concealer, to conceal or not to conceal, I'm going to start with our eyeshadow look. First shade I am going to use is going to be Edgy, which is the shade here. And I'm going to apply it using my Makeup Shack T64 brush. And I'm going to lift my head and begin to apply it where the crease should be. If you have hooded lids and you have no defined crease, this is a good way to locate your crease when you're doing your makeup, is to either hold your head back so that you can locate the socket. Once you've located the socket, that pretty much lets you know that's where your crease is. And now I'm going to take this shade here, which is called Familia, this one here, and I am applying this using, this is honestly one of those brushes that we used to get in the eyeshadow kits. Towards the back portion of my lid. This is a travel size flat brush from Sephora. See, it's just a flat kind of rounded tip brush. I love using these for maximum control when you are trying to apply shadow to a particular area, and that's it. I'm going to go in with Unity, this shade here, and we're going to apply that to our lid, but only in the front. And now moving to my lower lid using a flat brush. This is by Morphe. This is a M165 brush. I am going to take the shade here, which is called Instinct. Apply that at my lower lash line. And you can even start using the same brush to slightly diffuse it out. And now we're going to take, for a pop of springtime fun, we're going to take a, this is a smudge brush, Morphe M222. And we're going to pop a little bit of this champagne colored shimmer shade into our inner tear duct. Just a little bit. Now I'm just going to contour my nose. I'm going to use this palette. It's old, do not judge me. This was a collab between Tammy and the Revolution or Makeup Revolution brand. It's called Paradise Glow. So for this step, I'm sure many of you do not still have this palette. If you do, rock on. If not, just grab whatever you use to contour. Should you choose to contour. And I'm going to use this brush by Morphe. It's a E62 brush. And now we're going to spray down one time using Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Moving on to lips, first I will be lining my lips using by MAC Cosmetic Cork Lip Liner. And moving on, this is by Fenty Beauty. This is the Gloss Bomb Cream Color Drip Lip Cream. This one is in shade Mauve Wives, and I just checked. It is actually included in the 21 Days of Beauty sale at Ulta. So normally this one would be $23. Right now it is $11.50. All right guys, so here's the final look. Off camera, I applied some Maybelline Sky High Mascara in Jet Black and also some half wispy lashes by Allure. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope you enjoyed viewing this video as much as I enjoyed presenting it to you all. And again, just as a soft reminder, for the 21 Days of Beauty sale at Ulta for 2025, or at least the beginning, because who knows what they're gonna do towards the middle or end of the year. But for the beginning of 2025, that sale goes from March 7th through March 27th, okay? Some of the items featured in this video, you definitely can purchase at Ulta during the sale or even after the sale, depending on your preference. But as always, in the description box below, there will be a complete list of all products used to achieve this look. And if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, you might as well subscribe, stick around, and enjoy the view. And you all know what comes next. Exercise, self-care. It is not a privilege, but a necessity. Make sure to check on your strong friends after you check in with yourself. And until next time, we shall chat again soon.